Well, if you saw Al Gore's movie, well, how could you forget this scene? It's the cute little Coca-Cola look-alike polar bear hopelessly drowning. Help me, help me. Don't let go, Jack. But cartoon or not, this was just another piece of evidence that environmentalists use to prove how global warming is killing off all of our polar bears. Freak out. But while pictures like this may say 1,000 words, I only need actually 10 words to tell you the truth. The polar bear population is up over 300% since 1972. So, why, may I ask, are we holding Senate committee hearings to question whether or not to add the animal to the endangered species list if they're reproducing faster than human beings right now? Senator James Inhofe is the senator from Oklahoma, ranking Republican on that committee. It's a lonely, lonely place for you right now.
Oh, that committee is lonely. We've got Hillary and we've got all the liberals on that side, and Barbara Boxer clearly controls the votes in there. So we had yesterday a hearing on that nice white fuzzy polar bear.
Now, Senator, this is a projection that someday they'll start to go down in population. Today the increase is 400%. Are we going to put them on the endangered species list?
Well, you know, they may go on. We can't really control that right now, but the idea that they'd be trying to do it, I think you said it right, except you're a little bit conservative. Since 1950, we have quadrupled the number of polar bears. The populations have gone up from the range of 5 to 10,000 to 20 to 25,000. So if anything, it's an overpopulation problem. But you know what they're trying to do, Glenn. How many times have I been on your show on the global warming and Al Gore stuff? What they want to do is do what they can't do legislatively and cause the Fish and Wildlife Service to say anywhere that you're using having emissions of carbon dioxide, you're going to have to stop doing it because that's going to make its way up to the polar cap and it's going to kill all the bears. I mean, you can be on my patio in Tulsa, Oklahoma with your outdoor cooker and have Fish and Wildlife say, well, you can't do that because you might kill the polar bears. And polar bears are so pretty to look at.
It is so. They eat people. For the love of Pete, they're big, angry bears. They eat people. Not that, you know, I say we go out and kill all of them, but, I mean, it doesn't seem to be a problem here. Senator, I can't take the lies anymore.
Well, you know, of the 2/3 of the polar bears are in Canada. Of the 13 populations in Canada, 11 are either stabilized or are growing. Only 2 have reduced. One of those is because of hunting regulations in the West Hudson area. So that problem doesn't exist.
Okay. Well, part of the thing is that I guess the Al Gore movie came from these 4 polar bears that drown, or I don't know what the story was. And they're saying, from 1987, the polar bear population is down by 17%. But if you start at, instead of 1987, just an arbitrary date, you start at 1981, the polar bear population is up 90%, in that same region where the 4 little died. Well, so, I mean, it's a numbers game.
Yeah, but if you're looking at Al Gore, you know, what his movie said, the sea levels are going to rise 20 feet. That's been totally debunked. There's no truth to that. He said that it's going to start precipitating a warm winter. The winter was the coldest we've had in my state of Oklahoma. I don't know where it was, how it was the rest of the place. Also, they said it'd precipitate hurricanes. We had the mildest hurricane season that we've had in the last 20 years. So nothing that was in his movie has turned out to be true. But there are a lot of little kids going to bed at night, half scared to death that the sea levels are going to wipe them out.
Senator, here's the other thing. I think Al Gore was wrong because I heard the truth today. We had it on the radio program today. Ted Turner has come out and said that in 30 to 40 years, first he said it would be 10 years and then he corrected himself, and I'm like, whew. In 30 to 40 years, that we will all be living in broken environments like Somalia. There will be 8 degrees warmer, and in 30 to 40 years, those humans that are left will be cannibals.
Yeah, but you remember right before the Christmas holidays, I was on your show and announcing that 400 scientists have come through and said, hey, we used to believe that. It's just not true. The science is not there. But no one will talk about it.
Nobody's talked about the cannibal thing. That's new information.
If you really want to do something, I've got a website. EPW stands for Environment and Public Works. EPW.senate.gov. And then click on to Welcome Glenn Beck Viewers. If you want to know more about it, you'll get it there.
Senator, thank you very much.
Thank you, Glenn.
All right. I don't know why you hate polar bears the way you do, but whatever. By the way, in an upcoming issue of my magazine, Fusion, We have an absolute must-read story on the truth behind the hysteria over polar bear extinction. Please read this. It's amazing. You can sign up for it right now by visiting glennbeck.com and clicking on the magazine button. Oh, look, it's Al Gore.